I have no idea how to start this video, to be honest, and I wanted to discuss about my journey of healing and getting better myself. I've just broken up a 2 years relationship, and yeah, it was very hard. It was very hard to say the least, but I definitely grew so much right after, and I wanted to discuss about how I was able to grow to become a better person rather than to hold that grudge and say have negativity in my life, and to let go. Definitely, I think letting go was the biggest accomplishment of what I've just went through. And yeah, and I just wanted to discuss about the little stages that I took. So at first it was very hard, honestly. There was so much bitterness and there was so much hurtfulness. To give you context, I've I've moved to her country, and yeah, basically I knew what I was getting into, and yeah, that was on me. I don't blame anybody for it, and I made that decision to move to that other person's country, and it didn't work out, but it's okay. But yeah, I took that first step as I was thinking it was gonna get us closer, but however, it ended up pushing us even apart. And yeah, so we broke up, and of course, it was very hard since I'm in that person's country, and everywhere I went, it reminded me a lot of that person. So I slowly had to, I don't know why, for some reasons, but I would always end up going to like parks or like areas that we've been to before, and it would give me a lot of memories about her. But at first, it was really sad, it was really hard, and I'd always be trying to go to. I stay in Incheon, so I was pushing myself to go to Seoul, and like, but then no matter where I went, I always ended up in areas that we've been together, and it was very painful. I'm not gonna lie, but it got better over time. I feel like it really got better over time, and I think that was the process of kind of detaching myself from who we were together and who I was with that person and who I was trying to become. And I think that was the growth phase slowly starting to take over. And yeah, it did take a lot of time, but I'm much better now. After I started visiting those places, after I just took those times and I just walked around alone, processed all those emotions, and it was beautiful, to say the least. And yeah, as these things slowly started to arise, I started to read more books about on relationships and try to figure out what type of person I wanted to become in the future, and what kind of mistakes I made in this relationship. I don't necessarily try to blame everything on myself, because of course, if I knew better, I would have done better, but I didn't know better. So that gave me a trial session of who I could be in the future. And yeah, that's what I did. I reviewed a lot, I read a lot, I tried to understand myself a lot, and it really did help a lot. And yeah, after reading a lot of books, and I started making new friends, I started to put myself out there. But here's what I made a mistake on: I tried to not feel lonely. I tried to really stay with others for a very, like, I try to push myself into z- like others people's zones, and that was not something I was so happy with. But it made sense of why I did that, because I didn't want to be in my room the whole time, and I didn't want to feel lonely. And it's totally okay for people to do this for a certain amount of time, but it does end up getting, you get used to it. So just be careful on this, I'd say. But yeah, as I started getting better myself, I would slowly distance myself and try to focus on myself. And when I slowly started to focus on myself and what I wanted to become in the future, I think that really helped. It really did help. And yeah, as I did that more, I feel like I slowly started to find myself in these chaos, and I'm grateful that I started doing that, because then I started to love myself more. I don't know why. It's it, I think that was the most beautiful part. I started to love myself more. I started to stay. I was so comfortable staying all alone and just doing things myself, And it's been a while since I've been able to do that, and it's been so long since I said, like, I never said I love you to myself, but I started truly loving myself for the person who I was. And I think this is what a lot of people don't do. They have so much negativity around them and they just never love themselves. But once they start truly like loving themselves, a lot of things start changing, and you as a person become better, I feel like. Because that love you have for yourself, if you truly love yourself, it shows to other people. Others can feel it. Others can feel your true love. And if you're a person who doesn't love themselves, then it doesn't work out. It just goes worse. So that's what I did. I started loving myself more, and everything started to take turns. So when I started truly loving myself, I feel like I kind of started reflecting on the people that I have around my life, which is my parents. And it's been a while since I said I love you. So yeah, I sent them a mail telling them I loved them, and I hopped on some calls, and yeah, I told them I loved them. And now that I say these more, it comes out more easily, and it brings us closer, I feel like. Because why be in a relationship if you can't tell your own mom and dad you love them, at the first place? Those are the people who raised you. Those are the people who gave you everything. So I feel like you need to be able to say I love you to the people who gave everything to you. They've all made mistakes. I think we're all old enough to realize that no person is perfect at the end of the day, and they tried to give us everything they had during that time. So I think, yeah, the first step is to love yourself and to tell your parents you love them, and then value the people you have around yourself, third of all. Yeah, because people come and go in our lives. That's what this relationship taught me. I'm not afraid of losing others. Well, it's a part of life. You do understand it. It takes a while to understand it. This was my first relationship where we've dated for 2 years, and it was suddenly no contact at all. So it was it was I got cold feet, and it was very hard. But yeah, then you start realizing, okay, this person is gone, so I have myself, I have my family, I have the friends around me, where those are the beautiful people that I need to cherish in my life now. And as I started to do that more, I started to attract more better people in my life, and it really gets better. Trust me. I know what if you're going through a breakup, I know it'll get better. Of course, you'll have bitterness, but that bitterness slowly starts to fade once you start loving yourself, I think. Because then you start realizing that other person had flaws, you had flaws, and but then at that time you guys were both giving it all, and that if you did not try to do anything harmful or meaningful to that person, I think that's just where the true beauty ends, because you were a beautiful, you two both were a beautiful person, and you two give it all. That's all that matters. And yeah, for me, once I started realizing that, my life started to take turns, and I feel like my life is at the best stage as it is now. I do have so many beautiful people in my life, and yeah, I feel so happy alone on a Saturday, just in my room. Today I just was all by myself. I just ate a meal. It was just so typical and normal, but that time when I'll probably not have this time again to enjoy it like this, have this freedom to go and do whatever I want, and just to stay in my room and reflect on my thoughts. And I started to journal a lot. Journaling really helped me a lot. I don't know why, but it did. I journaled from the first day of the breakup, the day before the breakup, and it's just so funny looking through all these pages of what I was going through at that time, and I think it's a beautiful thing to do. So I think journaling, if you can pick that up, that'll be great, and you can document this journey as well. Of course, you need consent from the other person if you want to put them in, but I'm choosing not to put her in of any information about her or whatnot, any footages of her. But yeah, I'm just talking about my experience on my takeaways. So yeah, it does get better, and document this journey through yourself about who you're trying to become in the future. And I've started setting more bigger goals for myself of the person who I wanted to truly, the person I would admire, and yeah, the person who I would love to be in the future. And I think I'm getting there. I've made a couple of steps to become that person, because then, all I could, at first, all I could wish was really like a lot of sadness, and like I couldn't believe, like, how can that person just like leave me here hanging. But now that I realize it's okay, no, it's totally fine. In life, nothing is guaranteed, and I took that opportunity, and so I'm really proud of myself that I could truly do this as well, to move to a whole different country for someone. And yeah, I did that. And I also picked up a few more things on the way, but yeah, I don't want to get into those because this is about relationship. And yeah, but what I'm trying to say is, you you don't have anything to lose by loving, I think. You can love so blindly and deeply, but at the end of the day, if you end up getting hurt, you get better. Time heals it, and that's what I think people should have. Um, yeah, people should understand, and yeah, should just love. I think love is such a beautiful thing, because we were trying to find this meaning to this, and I know that later in life I'll find someone, you know, well, if that comes. But for now, I just am so wanting to focus on myself and just heal from this issue and pain. But I feel like I'm already getting there. So I feel like I've went so far on my journey to heal and become a better person. So yeah, I'm really proud of myself, honestly. And at this age, at 21 years old, I don't think not many people realize of what person they want to become and what mistakes they made. They don't want to admit what they've done wrong. They always say, "Oh, that other person wasn't the right person for me." No, it's okay. Like, uh, it you will figure it out at the end of the day, but it takes time. But at me realizing this at 21, it's a huge stepping stone, and you could say that you're more closer to finding and being true to yourself even more. Yeah, and because once you end the relationship, you always feel like you need to find that other person straight away, like another person for you, but you don't have to. This is a time for you to reflect and understand yourself and who you want to become. I think once you sort out who you want to become, then you can move on to the next stage. And once you know who you want to become, then you attract the right people in your life. I think that's the main important part, because you attract others into your life. When you fully found yourself, then you attract so many more people, and they want to be in your life. They want to be a part of your life. Love, in retrospect, does not give you. You can try to love, but love is not going to fulfill everything you have. You have to just be able to just sit with yourself and have yourself, because at the end of the day, the only person you have is you. That's what everybody needs to realize. No other person in their life is going to fix this thing. It's you against the world, basically. You could just say it as that. So yeah, this was my takeaway, honestly. But for those of you who are going through this right now, I feel you. 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, doesn't matter. Let that go. Let it go. Focus on yourself. Become a better person. Become a better person, not for them, but for yourself. That's my takeaway, guys. I hope you guys found at least a bit of meaning, and I hope this helps at least one single person who's watching this. But yeah, I wish you guys an amazing day. Have the most beautiful day. Go out for a walk. It's an amazing day. yeah, just enjoy this feeling and go through this emotion. You'll get better, and it does get better. Trust me, it does get better. So yeah, with that said, have a great day. I'll see you guys next time.